Let's review the form for the barbell bench press. This movement is a classic and one that is in most training programs. Once you lie down on the bench, you'll want to make sure you pull the bar forward so your eyes are underneath the bar. This will ensure that you have enough room to perform the movement. Pull the chest up and shoulders down to form a small arch at the low back. This should put you in a nice natural spine position, not over-exaggerating the lower back. This will help you have the room to stabilize by squeezing your abs. Then we can remove the bar and perform the movement. We do this by lowering the bar down to the bottom of the chest, keeping the forearms up and down. The forearms remaining up and down is very important for the safety of both the shoulder and the elbows. A common question I get is about where the hands should go on the bar. If you put your hands too close together, we won't hit enough of the chest. Instead, I like to use my thumb as a spacer, where I'll press my thumb into the first line and separate my hand out. This works because the hands are typically proportional to the person, so this works to try and find a good general spacing. If this is not quite comfortable, you can try a little more narrow, or you can go out to the next line out with your pinky and set it out there. Either way, this is personal preference and find something that works best for you. When grabbing onto the bar, we also should not be grabbing it straight on like this. Instead, we want to have the bar go through the circle of the thumb to the base of the palm, like this. When you bench with a straight hand like this, there's a tendency for the wrist to roll back. This puts it at risk of injury. Instead, if we tilt so that we're pressing through the base of the palm and the circle of the thumb, we have a much safer position for the hand. Everything done correctly, it should look something like this. Next, we'll review how people do this wrong sometimes. So let's look at some improper form. If you perform this movement and the bar lands closer to the bottom of your abs, or into the abs with this much shoulder rotation, we're using too much shoulder and not enough chest, and we should aim a little bit higher for where the bar should land. On the other hand, if you come down closer to your neck here, this is actually called a guillotine press, and I'm sure that you can guess why. We need to lower the bar down and pull the elbows down towards the hip. Another common mistake that I see is pressing the shoulders away from the bench as you extend the movement. This is going to lack support from the bench and will eventually give you shoulder issues, so make sure that your shoulders and shoulder blades are pinned back against the bench throughout the movement. Another common mistake that I see, and the last I'll review today, is when the wrist and elbow are not directly over each other. When they are not over each other, this is going to eventually cause elbow and shoulder injury. Unfortunately, this is something that I see relatively often. Make sure to keep the wrist and forearm vertical at all times. Alright guys, let me know if you guys have any other questions, and I'll see you in the gym.